Bobby Wine or Robert Senta Muchagulanyi is in exile. The other major opposition leader, who was the leading opposition candidate in 2001, 2006, 2011, Kizza Besigye, is sick and incarcerated.
I think progressively...
You called it a deterioration. What has gone wrong?
I think the mindset.
Shut up, Uganda. Shut up, you. Yep.
The level of repression by the state, even before you talk of national dialogue, which I support. There are people who have lost family members.
Yep.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
And yes, indeed, broadcasting to you from my hotel apartment. Look, I'm used to say from my home studio. So from my hotel apartment in Los Angeles, California, where I am attending the National Unity Platform Diaspora Convention 2026. This is an annual event that is usually organized by the NUP Diaspora leadership, where they convene to lay strategies, to mobilize, to organize, to converse, try to understand how can we get ourselves out of that hell that Museveni has created in Uganda. This time around, it's a little special because, or different, because the president of the leading opposition political party in Uganda, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, famously known as Bobby Wine, finds himself in exile in this country, the USA. So he's going to be talking to people. He's going to be giving an address. It's going to be an amazing time. Many Ugandans flew in to this state, California, including myself. So come and be part of this. And there's something I want to tell you, by the way. If you happen to see me around, make sure that you tell me to sign you a copy of Mordecai Marissa's The Odyssey of the Optimist. I brought a few copies, so make sure that there's actually a few copies at the table down. You can buy yourself a copy, but if you want me to sign your copy, make sure that you look for me and be like, hey, Mordecai, I got your $20. I want a signed copy of my book, Story of My Life So Far. You know, some people have said, hey, Mordecai, you're not 60 or 70 or 88. Why are you writing about your story? Well, everybody has got time to choose when they want to tell their story, and mine was actually today or right now. Anyways, enough about me. Ladies and gentlemen, what you see on the screen, that is Emmanuel Dombo, the communications director of the National Resistance Movement led by Museveni. And on the right hand is Emmanuel Dombo. Now, Emmanuel Dombo is going to go on and say that, oh, the opposition is so extreme. They're talking about iPod and why NUP was hesitant on joining iPod. We all know NUP was hesitant on joining iPod because it was pretty much a platform to meet and just have coffee, drink tea, and that's it. NUP was like, hey, when we meet, let's come up with a solution to the problems we raise. And when NUP refused, boycotted this iPod thing, they decided to cut the funds that are legally supposed to go to them, money that is supposed to be given to opposition or to all political parties that have members of parliament in the August House. So NUP was deprived of the funds, and they twisted them into joining. For clarity, I don't support NUP being part of that group, the iPod, because it does nothing. But it's a political party, and hey, I'm just a dunderhead. I'm not part of the leadership of the NUP. So they decided to join iPod, to be able to fund activities of the party. But Dombo is going to go on and tell you that the NUP is so extreme. Now, that in and of itself is so ironic. It is so stupid, to say the least, because people who are accusing the opposition of being extreme are members of a political party that is led by a man whose extremism took him to a point of getting guns and killing people. Over 500,000 people died in a war that brought Museveni to power. And of course, again, Museveni wanting to manipulate people and thinking people are stupid. He wants you convinced that Obote and Tito Okello Lutwa killed those people. Museveni was just holding guns for nothing. So, what is the extreme of the opposition? Because we said, no, we don't want to talk to Museveni. Oh, that's so extreme. When Museveni was so opposed to the politics and ideologies of Obote and Tito Okello Lutwa, he killed people. We've not even tried to slap a person and you call it extreme. That's called projection 2.0. But anyways, let's go on and listen to Emmanuel Dombo, his argument and how it's going to be eviscerated. It's going to be dismantled. It's going to be annihilated. It's going to be hammered. It's going to be obliterated. Use any term you want to use. It's going to be shut up by none other than former Aruu County Member of Parliament, Odongo, Otto. Listen here, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to start with you, the Honorable.
And yes, if you see the background here, I've not yet made my bed, so ignore that, okay?
Or Emmanuel Dombo. The situation this country finds itself in is almost a political conundrum. The main opposition leader who participated, whose party scored the highest in the last two elections, 2026 and 2021, Bobby Wine or Robert Senta Muchagulanyi is in exile. The other major opposition leader, who was the leading opposition candidate in 2001, 2006, 2011, Kizza Besigye, is sick and incarcerated. But the country is running on, and people have been asking and saying, should at this point, there are many others who are facing trial. You have people like Mwanga Chivumbi, you have young men like Samuel Mugumya, you have other leaders from especially NUP and the general political opposition. They face different charges, so we're not going into the details of the charges they face because we want to navigate carefully around the question of sub judice. But do you think, from where you sit, that a political dialogue to resolve this country, and I must put a disclaimer, people have told me that my questions are very long sometimes, I give them long backgrounds, but when the party your party, the NRM party, has just come out of an election, victorious, is this time to be discussing a national dialogue, you think?
Charles, I've been in politics for some time.
That's why I started with you.
I entered
That's called blabbering.
the parliament when I was about 35 years. I was slightly above than that. And I spent a whole 20 years in the parliament of Uganda. And the nature and quality of politics since that time has progressively kept deteriorating. And I kept wondering as a person, isn't it time for us to de-escalate? When you look at the language that leaders use against one another, when you look at how...
Yeah, I'll tell you, language such as, I'll shoot you. Language such as, group ya Chagulanyi nja kujimbarau. Language such as, I am the master of violence. Language such as referring to a formal established political party as a terrorist organization used by Museveni and Muhoozi, respectively.
And the references they make to... Recently, I had my daughter wedding. And I invited my friend with whom I have been in parliament for a very long time. But now he's in the National Unity Platform. And I invited him to come and join us to celebrate as family. And he said he's going to consult first before he makes a decision.
On whether to appear?
On whether to appear
at your private function?
At my private function. And this morning I had a chat with the treasurer of the National Unity Platform. We met in a public forum at a meeting place, and I said, but you people, isn't it high time for us to de-escalate?
No, it is not high time, and it is so stupid that you don't even realize why your friend said, I have to consult. Because you guys defend identify with a group that abducts, torture, and kills people. So it would really, really break our hearts when we see one of the victims of your guys' political ideologies and strategies joining you and dancing and having fun. Until you tell Museveni and Muhoozi that Ugandans are not slaves to be treated the way they are treated. Ugandans are not animals. Ugandans are Ugandan people, are mothers, are fathers, are children, are daughters, are sons. People would laugh at me. If they see me talking to you, they'll be like, what's going on? They'll be mistrustful of me. They'll be wondering, Mordecai, when you had a conversation with Dombo, what did you talk about? Did you ask him about the abduction, killing, torturing, maiming of people? That's why a colleague of NUP was like, I need to consult. Because why? Why would I want to associate with you? If you're going to see evil and then stay silent. Your friend was actually speaking the words of Martin Luther King Jr., who said that in the end, we shall remember not the noise of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. You are silent to the atrocities committed by Museveni and his son, but you just want your friend because he belongs to the opposition. These people are just playing politics. No, we are not playing politics. There are people losing their lives, and this point is going to be actually explained really, really well by Odongo.
I gave that as an example. And he also qualified it and said, but he was right, because supposing he was just sitting at your function, you just don't know the wrath that would have followed that participation. In the past, if I went to Aruu or to Kitgum district, I would conveniently go and spend the night at Honorable Otto's place, even when he was FDC. We recently went for a by-election in the previous parliament in Oyam. And I said, why should I sleep in a hotel when my brother Ben Wacha has a house? And I rang Ben Wacha, who told me, go to my sister is at home, she will give you a key to my house. And we thought politics is just brotherhood. When Honorable Abira was roughed up...
What is brother? What do you mean? Do these words have a meaning anymore? When Alex Waiswa is being denied a right to attend funeral for his wife, and you don't say a thing, are you my brother anymore? Let me tell you a thing about my brother. When I was growing up, and some people, or some guys, thugs in the neighborhood wanted to beat me, my brother would come and stand in for me. They'll be like, no, you're not going to do anything to this man. Does the word brother mean a thing in this man's head? Brother? What do you mean? Brother? Are you trying to say that Sam Mugumya is your brother? Do you know the state of Sam Mugumya? Brother, my brother. Shut up.
By the police in the window market during her work. It is me, an RM member, who raised the motion on the floor for us to set up an inquisition into that matter. I didn't celebrate because she was, FDC and the FDC was being molested. But when you look at the way business is being conducted in Parliament over the years now, you find that people are being more secluded, and everything is becoming private to individuals or selective organizations, contrary to the common good that politics is meant to be.
What has gone wrong, in your view?
I think progressively...
You called it a deterioration. What has gone wrong?
I think the mindset.
Shut up, you guy. Shut up, you Odongo. I think the mindset, no. Back in 2005, Museveni had not started sending jackbooted thugs to break backs of members of parliament. When he wanted to amend the constitution to remove term limits, he bought members of parliament. That was in and of itself illegal, immoral, unethical. But at least he didn't use violence. He used manipulation. Now he's elevated. His Machiavellian way of playing politics is now going to kill you. It's mindset. No. Back in 2005, these years you're talking about, in 2003, we did not have the commander of defense forces of our country ordering the abduction of people, having them tortured, and posting the same on his social media, gloating. It's a mindset. It's on the mindset. It is the extreme of violence perpetrated by your guy Museveni and Muhoozi Kainerugaba. It's a mindset. Shut up.
First of all, when my brother Honorable Besigye first came in, you know when he was going to launch his break off from the NRM?
I'm tired of this blabbering from this guy, and I'm sorry. Let's go on and listen to Odongo to eviscerating this hogwash.
And this is very good that will promote
dialogue. People in the NRM will say, we just won an election. We performed better than the previous election.
And let me comment about this guy. Now, if you read Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky and Edward Hammond, this guy, the host, are the right-thinking members of the society. These are selected few editors and news people that are selected to normalize the situation. It talks about, oh, Bobby Wine lost the election. You know, Museveni has had 2 victories. Like, he wants you to normalize the violence we witnessed, the rigging. He's like, oh, now that we're out of election and Bobby Wine lost. No, this was a military operation. Don't normalize this man. Is I'm an elite. Let me talk to you like this. Let me show you that I am paid money to normalize the abnormalities.
We have our numbers in parliament. We have our numbers in local government. Just allow us to work. Others are saying, wait a minute, let's have a dialogue. In a political contestation, you'd imagine the winner, give them 5 years, go back into the race. Is there a need at this point to call for a national dialogue?
I joined Parliament at 23. It's the only place I've worked. And my dad kept reminding me I would be unemployable after Parliament. And I think he's right. And I saw these laws passing. As a student activist who were advocating for the return of multipartyism and removing Article 269, I think, then from the Constitution, which was restricting activities of political parties. We saw the referendum to return the political parties, the first one aborted, I think in 2006, 2001, then it succeeded in 2005, yeah. And before that, I was in an individual merit parliament. We used to be with, there was the freedom among MPs. I went up to the fundraising of Honorable Darabe Mukama in the West. I went to another fundraising in a school in Kitwamba in Kasese. We felt like a community. You would crisscross and go to the function of any MP without attachments. Now, even the parliamentary canteen collapsed immediately. Multipartyism returned, because if you are taking your beer, you should now know that the next NRM or the next opposition is close to you. We used to drink there those days. I was not yet a teetotaler. Everyone was there, Tafile, Kazora, the late, rest in peace. It was a center of consensus. We were like a family. Actually, in one of the meetings, we even proposed Honorable Dombo's name to lead a new group of leaders that should ensure President Museveni exits power peacefully. I'm telling you, I did not tell you that I was going to inform you. I hope I will not cause you problems. We had actually fronted him as one of the clear-headed former guild president and politician coming from eastern Uganda to prepare him for presidency around 2016. We formed PAFO, Parliamentary Advocacy Forum. So that spirit of love and togetherness has disappeared with multipartyism.
Yep.
This experiment of multipartyism is not working.
Yep.
The level of repression by the state, even before you talk of national dialogue, which I support, there are people who have lost family members.
Yep.
There are people in prison who have not been tried since 2021. Forget about this recent one.
That doesn't Emmanuel Dombo understand this? People who have died at the hands of Museveni security thugs, personnel. And you want us to laugh with you and think that Ugandans are going to look at me laughing at me and be like, oh, that's normal. Mordecai is just holding hands and singing Kumbaya with Emmanuel Dombo, member of a political group that abducts, tortures, and kills people. Now I know you NRM folks who are watching me are going to be like, but do you think we all do it? No, you don't. But what does it say? If you won't raise your voice, silence is complicity. You're becoming accomplices in this lawlessness and impunity. Raise your voice. When you see what went down in the election and you kept quiet, what do you want us to think of you? If you choose silence in the face of lawlessness, impunity, and all that repression we saw, you are part of the tormentors.
Of 2026. There is a video of the elections of 2021 when President Museveni's convoy was passing. Those days, the National Unity people would chant. They shot and killed 2 people in the convoy. People have been killed. We have so many political prisoners. Now, honestly speaking, if you are Mofumbiro, they call him Honorable Mofumbiro, you are in prison, your wife died, you cannot come and bury. And then you are saying national dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, imagine this. Alex Wise from Fumero is in Luzira and is watching on a TV where David Louis Lubongoya is holding hands and singing Kumbaya with Emmanuel Dombo. What is going to go through the mind of him? Because many of you are going to be like, Dombo is not the one who did that to him. But what is Dombo doing in the face of lawlessness? Even people get rid of politics, but at least say something. I don't understand how Museveni got these stupid people around him. That you have all these members of parliament of the NRM, they will see something that is illegal, immoral, and unethical. Something that will break their heart. But because of their desire for money, proximity to power, accumulation of wealth, they will not even say a word. Because they know the moment they go against their dear leader Museveni, they're kicked out of the National Robbers Movement.
So the political repression is radicalizing people. People are bitter. The other day,
thank you.
There is a lady opposite my home in Ndeje. I will not mention her name. She told me there were people taking pictures of my house, taking screenshots. I was away. She told me after 2 days. I said, why didn't you call me to tell me? She said, these days they may be tracking your phone and they will take me to the basement just for calling me to inform me that there is a stranger
taking photos. Yeah.
Taking photos. So you're
like, ladies and gentlemen, like if Emmanuel Dombo, give me a clip where Emmanuel Dombo condemned the abduction people and taking them to those infamous basements. These are torture dungeons owned by Muhoozi Kainerugaba. But when he comes on this talk show, he wants to, have this freedom to enjoy, to engage in these hollow platitudes and semantics. My brother, we need to unite in reconciliation. Things have gotten worse. Who's made them worse? I don't know about opposition people committing atrocities committed by Museveni. Anyways, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't want it to be very long. Oh, we're already in how many minutes? Let me check. 23 already. Okay, let's go here where he makes a point. I want you to listen. I think, let's go here. Okay. Yeah.
What's on? I didn't understand you. Warren. Hello. Instead of building new ways for machines to talk to people.
Odongo have been doing campaigns. You find someone who was.
Listen here. He was asking about this guy, Balaam, who is traversing the country with this televised stance of fighting corruption. Listen to what Odongo says.
Who is the Messiah coming after you?
So you see, the forerunner is Jesus Christ. He prepared it.
Odongo,
I'm a preacher of repentance. I'm a baptizer. I'm an announcer of the Messiah. I have a prophetic voice. So, Odongo, I'm sure my brother, Odongo, who has been my friend.
My brother. They love using that term. My brother. When did I become your brother? My brother doesn't engage in supporting people who kill people.
You're my good friend. I'm just a call away from you. But I was seeing the pictures in Isingiro, and then you see a big banner of President Museveni and a banner of President Muhoozi in a baraza to fight corruption. So why would it turn political? This is time for what?
You see those banners, I don't know who brought them. I found them there.
You cannot engage these people with the reason and logic. They're always lying, manipulating, engaging in violence. Like, even after addressing Odongo as his brother, and Odongo, addressing him as, my friend. It's like, why do we see Muhoozi Kainerugab's banner and Museveni's banner in this very serious campaign? Oh, I just found them there. They dropped from space like rain. What? These are liars. Always. Never trust them. Always. That's why this is what is killing, dialogue. How am I going to sit with this man who lies on national television? Okay, what did he do when he saw those flyers? Oh, the next thing is like, I actually saw them at the end of the event. I'm sorry, guys. I don't trust these people. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I thought that was really, really good. Odongo eviscerating this talking point of the NRM thugs. He filleted him.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.